to make the best of it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing as good as they possibly can. I am very nervous right now, recording in this setup. Welcome to my podcast. No, kidding. I've said to many people that 2024 wasn't my year, but now thinking about it, that's not really true, because it was quite a great year. Personally, let's just put aside what is happening in the world. Even though it was a good year, looking back, it didn't feel like it for me because I somehow on the way lost my spark. That's the best way I can put it. I've been feeling like Tinkerbell without pixie dust for a while, and I am trying to find my spark. It's a process, it's a journey. I'm not sure how to. We're in this little setup right now because I want to give you a walk through the footage that I have from last year, because we haven't spoken in a while. It's not a lot, but there were some milestones that I captured, but they need context, so that's why I'm sitting here trying to talk you through it. 2024 was the year I realized that there was something wrong with me. I had a lot of stress. Well, no, I did put a lot of stress on myself, and it kept me from enjoying what I had. The last time that you saw me here, that I spoke to you, was when I got back from LA, which was spring. My life changed because my boyfriend moved into my place with me. It was a temporary solution until we were able to move into this big apartment. Nonetheless, it was a big change for me. I lived there by myself for 10 years. And the apartment was not made for two people to live in, especially not when he's like almost 2 meters tall, and it put both of us in like a little bit of a bad spot. While we were living there together, I started preparing my first ever little exhibition. I was launching my second art print collection with Wall of Art, which, thinking back now, is insane. I didn't film a lot because I prepped so much and I put so much pressure on myself that had to be perfect, and trying to control everything, which is literally not possible. But I have some footage, and while editing it, I, for the first time, really appreciated and realized that it was me that did that, because when it was all happening, it was more like an outer body experience. It felt like I was going to someone else's event and I couldn't grasp it at all. But let's go back to the end of May 2024. So we are setting up the location today. See, where's this couch going? Where's the table going? Where's the prints and all that? And then I tried preparing the slide film projector, and it's also giving me issues. And I don't know, it's just, as I said, a lot of different Baustellen. I'm also just a fucking perfectionist. Nothing's ever really good enough.
One day on a whim, will slowly become all we do. I never wanted any other way to spend our lives. I know we promised we'd be doing this till we die. And now I feel we might. Oh, now I feel we might. But it's okay.
As I said, I am extremely grateful for this opportunity, and in the end it turned out amazing. There were so many people I love, and we had such a great day kind of celebrating my art. Oh, I'm still like in awe thinking about it. It was really nice. Moving on, in June we started prepping to move, and I've actually been waiting to move into this place where we're at right now for quite a long time. We got some things for the new apartment. I started packing up all my shit, and if you have as much shit as I have, it takes a lot of time. We moved.
Ey. Wer ist an der Tür, Kripos oder Fans? Mit 17 drückte ich ein Bands in mein Nick die Ends. Doch ich wollte ein Audi, ich wollte ein Crack Moment, sie hinter mir Dolly. Triff die Ecke, Linstamm, ihre
We're not even in the apartment. We don't have the keys yet, and we're not living there, but I randomly stumbled across a coffee table I liked. I wasn't looking for one because I do have these, which I really like, but I stumbled across this one randomly, and I like that too, and the price was pretty decent. It's located an hour out of Berlin, so we're gonna drive there today and pick it up. It's like, well, we're gonna see later, but it's like 3 layers connected to each other, so you can have the coffee table books on like the lowest level, and then you have 2 more levels where you can actually put like your coffee and you don't have to rearrange anything.
Hab ich Money on my mind, ob es schneit oder regnet oder ob die Sonne scheint, hör mein Song. Wenn du lachst und wenn du weinst, in der Klasse abschreibst oder 20er verteilst.
Die Käuferin, der Kauf.
Uns laut aus den Fenstern in die Hinterhöfe. Keine Lust auf Mindestlöhne, Kunden werden geklaut. Ja, sein Partner wird sein Feind, der hat den Hundesohn vertraut. Beste Wetter haben den Lauf mit den Lächeln Richtung Nostitz. Ja, ich lüge nie aus 7, ich mal vor den Kopf sitz. Nenn ihn Hugo, weil sein halber Kleiderschrank von Boss ist. Stell ein MacBook in mein Solar und nenn es ein Office. Im Büro, Meetings machen wie ein CEO. Sie sagt, sie ist so verliebt in mein neues Video. 2018 Players laufen nachts auf Paper Max Soft. Bonds, die Jungs wollen es kämpfen, doch dann kriegst du Safe Post. Berlin Ost, It Girls, Cocaine Angels, Kate Moss. Meine Jungs werden Kilos los, denn es Weight Loss. Ohne Sinn, Berlin Sommer am Just nervig schlimm. Er ist drin, aber erklärt die Nummer von der Wärterin. Free M, Free Y, Free Kurdistan. Ja, hier haben wir Gucci Caps und drüben haben wir Turban an. Free Gaza, Free Westbank, Free Palästin. Rechte Jackentasche F und in der linken Magazin. Und in jeder Saison hab ich Money on my mind, ob es schneit oder regnet oder ob die Sonne scheint.
We are packed up.
Hab ich Money on my mind, ob es schneit oder regnet oder ob die Sonne scheint, hör mein Song. Wenn du lachst und wenn du weinst, in der Klasse abschreibst oder 20er verteilst.
Sauber in Berlin! Oh, die Blumen! Oh!
We made it. The bathroom has 2 coats of white now, so we can paint it in the color that I chose. We go upstairs. We brought my beautiful big mirror with us. I put the Togo here. I haven't shown these in years, but this is my probably best thrift find ever regarding furniture, because these are 2 vintage IKEA impala chairs, and I paid next to nothing for them. I am still thinking about, I think the fabric is not the original one, because from all the Pinterest pictures I ever saw, They don't come in black. I've been thinking about reupholstering them into like kind of a green maybe. Could be cute. Living room for now with the big couch and the big ass TV from my boyfriend that I hate, but it's okay. We also brought the sideboard. This is the new couch table, but I think I will put this in the other room. It was summer, and it was a beautiful summer, but it was still hard for me to really appreciate anything. This is the part where I want to talk about my mental health, so if you don't want to see that, don't want to see me crying, that's totally fine. I'm going to put a timestamp where you can skip to when I'm done yapping. I have a very solid life. I have a great job, I have a great relationship, I love my family, I have amazing people that surround me, but for quite a long time now, I've had this wave of just feeling like, what the fuck is wrong? Why can I not enjoy this? Why can I not appreciate this? I've been kind of hiding this from the internet. I'm not sure exactly why. Probably because at first I didn't really believe it myself, but the more I read into it and learned about it, it became quite obvious. I've been suffering from PMDD, which is a more severe form of PMS. I've been on and off birth control for the last 13 years, and I've never really had a problem with it, but 3 years ago, there was kind of this trend going on, which I think is great, but a lot of people in my bubble were getting off birth control and wanted to go natural and start this whole movement of let's try to reconnect with our body. Who are we really without the hormones that we put in ourselves? Also the thought against the patriarchy, why should women be burdened with contraceptives, etc. And I jumped on that wagon as well. And at first, I never really had issues with the form of birth control I was taking. I had a little bit of mood swings, but nothing compared to what came when I went off it. So I went off birth control in spring of 2022. And at first, I was like, okay, this is, my body needs to adjust to not being on hormones constantly. And this is going to take a while. But that adjustment period where I was struggling kind of never really ended and just got worse. And I'm saying this now, 3 years later, finally being able to analyze my issue. I just thought I was going crazy. So if you menstruate, you have a cycle, you have your period for usually 7 days, you have your follicular phase for 7 days, you ovulate, the egg pops basically, and then at some point you go into your luteal phase. And it is considered to be normal for women to suffer from PMS. I'm not a doctor, I'm just talking about my own experience, want to make that clear. It's normal to, have a little bit of mood swings and feel grumpy and a little frustrated. And that, for me, wasn't a couple days before my period, though. It got to a point where I ovulated, and 2 days after that, I fell into this dark black hole. And I tried talking about this multiple times. I'm in my good week right now, so I can talk about it with a little bit of a distance. But whenever I entered that phase, I felt like the whole world was crashing down above my head. Suddenly this dark cloud moved over my head. It stayed there. It rained. I can't even put all the things I feel when I'm in this phase into words, but it's really like a depressive episode. I go into a state of, I hate myself, I hate the world, I hate everything that is happening around me. Didn't really see a sense of continuing sometimes. Intense rage within me against everything, against myself, my work, my family, my partner. And I've just really been in so much pain mentally because for the longest time, I could not figure out why I was feeling that way, you know? I was giving myself so much shit for not being able to be happy. And I'm not talking about this because I want to fish for compliments. I just think that oftentimes health issues in women are overlooked or misdiagnosed or whatever, not believed. Knowing what I had, like, there was nothing really that made it better because it was my body and it was a cycle that repeated itself every single month. I fell into this hole for almost at times 2 weeks. Because it was happening every single month, it got harder and harder to even climb out of that hole and feel normal because it took so much power to distance myself from the feelings that I just experienced and try to ignore them, masking through it at times because I couldn't completely, hide from the world. I still had to work. I still had to live. And I started pretending oftentimes, which took even more of my power, pretending that I was okay when I wasn't. And the lines blurred between actually feeling bad and then feeling bad because I didn't know how to feel good. I was afraid of going to my gynecologist earlier because oftentimes when I go to a doctor, I don't feel taken seriously. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try and get out of this myself, but I have not been able to do that. Oh, you should have seen me talk about this when I was experiencing it live. I'm 99% sure that I will go back to hormonal birth control because I cannot feel like this any longer. I finally want to feel like myself again. I finally want to be happy again and be able to live life. When winter came around last year, I wanted to take some proper time off in November and December and really take a break from work as well because I was just even though I wasn't working much, it took everything off me to be in front of a camera. That was just exhausting. I love my job. I love what I'm doing, but I, at a point, was just not capable of doing anything anymore. And I wanted to try and heal my body. And then in November, my back pain came back, and I went back into physical therapy and pushed through it. And then I was like, okay, now it's December, and it's Christmas time, and I'm excited to have a holly jolly whatever. And then I got sick. I had a cold. and me being me, not taking care of myself properly, that cold turned into infectious asthma. Yay! So then in December, I was coughing my lungs out. I have never coughed so much. I went to the doctor and I got an inhaler, but I was coughing so much that by the end of December, I fractured my own rib. Yes, that is possible. So, like, talking about all of this, it's just like, what the fuck have I been doing? Anyway, so my back was bad. I got infectious asthma. I was coughing. I fractured my rib. And I'm still recovering from that. It's going to take up to 3 months until my rib is feeling normal again. But I know that it will be better. We're now in January. First day of the year, even though it's January 2nd, but January 1st doesn't count.
Couldn't possibly tell you how I mean, but I can dance. So when I'm tripping my feet, look at the beat, the words are written in the sand. When I'm shaking my hips, look for the swing.
Hello from the office, guys. Well, you might wonder about this background because you know it, if you could see it. So it's still a work in progress, but as long as I can afford it, am keeping my old apartment as my office space. We have like the whole setup with the scanner, the other scanner, the big screen, my lights over there, and then we have this side. I'm currently trying to come here at least 2 to 3 times a week. We do have like an office room in our new apartment as well, but I can't do everything there because, you know, I need like my stuff. So yeah, today's Friday. Now I have to make a little to-do list of what's going on today. The year's still pretty fresh, and I just need to structure the next couple weeks and prepare some stuff. I'm wearing my little crochet bonnet that I love, so now when I take it off, my hair is gonna look like shit, but that's okay. You know, I've been debating of chopping my hair off for 2-3 years now, and I have this wig that I wear whenever I want to feel pretty, but I have now come to terms that I really want to cut it, and I think it will either happen in January or February, and I'm really looking forward. I need like a character change. This is all my beautiful layers. I have this vintage leather jacket, and I have a North Face thin puffer that I thrifted in Japan. Thick long sleeves with holes. That's just super warm and comfy. Then I have an Intimissimi long sleeve, and then I have an Intimissimi tank top because I wanted to feel a little stylish and not wear my thick puffer. Hello from Paris. We're back here because Fashion Week, you know, it's like so many times a year. And this time I found a really special, cute little hotel that I am just obsessed with. I always try to find places that are really like old school and have character, and this one definitely does. I wish I had this bed at home and like this and this. I'm very happy so far. I also have a great view. We're on the 6th floor and this is what we see. And let me tell you, there's nothing that I love more than a good Paris view. And I'm so surprised that the bathroom has a window. I don't think I've ever seen this being here. So first things first, gotta go to the grocery store and I'm gonna buy some necessities. I need some bottled water and maybe like a snack for tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning I'm going to the Chanel show. Every time I say it out loud, I cannot really believe my own words. So yeah, that's that. And the curls are curling. I don't know how or why, but I've kind of developed this travel anxiety. I just get so stressed and then my body's like, what the fuck are you thinking about? Like, nothing's gonna go wrong. You're professional, you're German, you get to the airport more than 2 hours before, you know, takeoff, so chill. But I can't. That's really bothering me. Good morning. Let's try to get ready with this setup. I feel how I look disgusting. So it's the next day. I could not film myself yesterday. I spiral so badly before things like this, but it went quite well. The setup was insane as usual. I slept horrible. I woke up like 4 times. I usually don't wake up in the night ever. Today is Wednesday and I just spent an hour in bed for my painkiller to kick in. Also, this light is weird. It's a little bit better. It's not great, but it's okay. And I have another appointment with Chanel. They are showing the Métier d'Art collection. And they're doing like kind of a re-see here in Paris. I think I went to bed last night at like 9:30. I'm such a grandma and I'm running a little late. I'm supposed to meet Sabrina in the Chanel store before, just because I don't ever go in there myself. Like, I don't know. Ich traue mich halt einfach nicht. My appearance is not giving me anything today. Also, I feel like I'm getting sick, but we will try to make the best of it. Okay, now I feel like a half human. A little bit of bronzer into my brush. The battery died, as usual, but I'm ready to leave. I'm a little late. It feels a little bit like spring here. You can't really Lucy. I'm soaking wet. I'm not good vlogging outside with other people. Baggy jeans and rain is never a good idea. Or like jeans that are long. I need to get out of my shoes. I was feeling like they will give up on me so much. I'm wearing my beloved vintage buffalo boots. Is it gum? Ew. I've had them for years, and if you've ever had thrifted shoes, you know at some point they might give up, and I thought today was the day. But luckily, for now they made it. Okay, I need to see if I can fix the carpet. So we just had something to eat, and I'm so full that I just want to lay down and work from the computer for a little bit, and I need to get these pants. Look at them. Soaking. I hope they will dry until tomorrow. I have to check out in 12, and then I'm gonna take transport straight to the airport. So now I have like a lot of time to pack all my shit together. And I think I'm gonna get a coffee today. Cute. I'm hoping that the analog photos I took with the self-timer turn out nice and in focus. That's always like the biggest problem with the contacts. And yeah, then we're back to Berlin. It's pretty good. Good morning. Yeah, we're in the old space. I slept on my couch last night. So my man is sick. He has the flu. When I landed in Berlin last night, I decided that I would come here and spend the day here, and maybe also spend a second night here, because in November, back pain. In December, infectious asthma, broke my own rib. Disease for January. I just really don't want to be sick after the last 3 months. I will go to Photocopy to drop off my films from Paris. After that, I'll try to visit my grandma, because I haven't seen her in quite a while. Okay, I'll see you in a sec. Levi's that make my ass look like shit, but I love it because you can't tell that I have one. I like that sometimes. Thrifted puffer and this really old Cosby sweater. My wrists are cold, so we're gonna pull this out. Some Adidas sneakers and my Balenci. And today I don't want the back charm. The noise is bothering me today, so we're just gonna take it off. I dropped off the films, and on the way back here I had a quick stop at the thrift, which has been very underwhelming for the last 2 years, but once in a while I still go in and just have a little browse. And I picked up a shit ton of like butter yellow. I love butter yellow. So I tried on the skirt, was okay. The blazer, I love a good men's blazer. It was labeled size small, but the shoulder pads were just too wide. Not sure what I was thinking with this dress. It's not my style at all. But we also found this cute little baker boy hat. I did buy something. I had to get the baker boy hat because I reach for my brown corduroy one that I got like 10 years ago quite often. And this one is like a butter yellow velvet kinda. And oh, I think she took off the price. It was $3.90 minus 50%. I have to defuzzle it though. On the way out, right like next to the cashier, there's the belts. And when I spot a good belt, I usually like never can leave it behind. So I picked up this really nice diesel belt. It's leather and has this heavy buckle, which I love. I ended up getting the skirt. I will try to style it, but I picked it up for the fabric because I have this stash here in my office space where I just keep things where I like the fabric, and whenever I have some free time I try to make something else out of it. And with this, because it's quite a lot of fabric, I'm thinking about taking it completely apart and trying to make it into something like a laptop sleeve with some padding, or to a top. But I just loved the color, and it's like just really soft leather. And then I picked up my package. Is an addition to something I got myself for Christmas. I am someone who is very bad with organizing and having a routine and keeping track of everything. So for Christmas this year, I treated myself to a new journaling setup. I got this portfolio, and this was really expensive. Gotta be honest, it was really expensive for what it is, but I've realized that I need like a physical place to keep all my thoughts, ideas, to-dos especially. And I am an analog girl, not just when it comes to photos. I need to write things down in order to be able to like take it off. And yeah, so it doesn't really like, I have my calendar in my phone, which works really well, but with everything else I need to like visualize it for myself. So I got this set up by Paper Republic, and what I love about this is that you can, you know, they have this like strap system, so you can put whatever brand notebook in it, not just theirs. It also has like a space for pens and like another little pocket, and it has more pockets in the back. And I attached this thing so I can bring my fountain pen that I love. Right now I have this first notebook that is actually from, wait, there's stuff falling out, which is a moleskine that I currently keep as an actual journal. Like I'm writing in it almost every day. Really small moleskine that I usually take out like that. And then I use this one, not like this, I use it like that to write down every single to-do that comes to my mind, because if I don't write it down and I come back to it, I forget it. I love that you can take whatever you have in it out and write in it and then put it back in, because this was what I started with a couple years ago. This was also really expensive. It's a Filofax, but you have this like huge, oh my god, it's so 2016 coded. You have this like huge ring book, which is nice to like exchange things, but you can't write because your hand, like this thing is in the way. And in the back I have like flat lay refills, the dotted version, creative projects, work. I'm gonna do a Google job soon, and like I write everything down and sometimes sketch out the plan. Inside here is the calendar, and I specifically wanted the one that has the week on one side and then space for notes on the other side. Because it's book bound, it lies completely flat, and I'm just a sucker for stuff like this. It makes me really happy. So I'm gonna put this in. Like, this is not an ad. I bought all of this with my own money, and as I said, it's expensive, but I send a little note. Lächel heute beim Schreiben. I'm so excited. I'm such a big paper girl. Like, paper makes me so fucking happy. Let's see, I want to have this first, I think. Last evening, when I cooked some pasta, I sneezed. And my rib did not like that. I don't want to say it cracked, but it's hurting again while just sitting and walking, and that is a big setback because this window is still wood and so old, it's pretty hard to close, so I have to like wait. They don't love you like I love you. Wait. Yeah. I hope. I'll see you soon.